Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to my stream. And why are my subtitles not working? That might be why they're not working. Okay, is it going to work when I actually switch over to this time? Okay. Yeah, I think I might have accidentally balked it last time. I'm not sure what I did, but anyway, welcome back to my stream where I am playing through Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you weren't aware by the loading screen, the splash screen, and this loading screen, let us click on continue. I have gotten up to its session 14, which means I've been doing this for 7 weeks now, 4 to 6 hours a week, and I have the barony. Still not 100% sure on what I'm doing with the barony. Last we left off, I was trying to figure out how to build a building. For 2 reasons. Buildings seem to be important because it's my quest at the moment, and also there's another side quest to get Borken into my barony, and he'll only do that once I've built in the workshop, and I couldn't fathom out how to build a workshop. I did some Googling, not very much, but I did some, and it's actually something that I'm going to potentially complain about if I need to get back to my place. Go inside, because one of the things is it's like I play a lot of video games. And when I say a lot of video games, I mean a lot of video games. I think there's over 6, maybe even 700 games in my Steam account. And one of the things that frustrates me in video games is, yeah, okay, some things they need explaining a little bit because the interface is just a little bit different. But at the same token, you know, there are many concepts, you know, this seems to have shifted a little bit away from the traditional top-down role-playing game, you know, with this map, with the barony. There's things that you need to do at this level. But it kind of reminds me a little bit like the Total War, or perhaps something like that, where they mix a strategical element with a tactical element. And I have not ever seen this screen, because when you click on it on the map and then there's that enter button, you don't really think about clicking it. There's been no on-screen tutorial where it goes, this is how you build buildings. And I'm not against, you know, oh, you can't actually say how many build points I've got on the screen. This is the first screen that I've come across where my subtitles are a little in the way. I've got 329 build points. It's a bit by the by, but I have 329 build points. But this is the first screen where I've not known that it's here. There's been no tutorial on how to get here. I'm pretty sure I've still got the tutorials turned on for the kingdom stuff. And it's just a little bit annoying because it's been over a month now. And yeah, there's lots of things here where it's all like, okay, not entirely sure how this all factors in. This is a view, this is a build. I can build things. And it has the stats of it as own. And yeah, it was very much sort of like, okay, you know, there's lots of things that it's telling me I need to do. And now I've got to study these things again. Right, so my stats currently are 0 because I have no buildings. loyalty is my main selling point at the moment, which is the shield and the heart and a shield. And over here, I can build the herbalist house, which gains me a loyalty. The upgrade provided gives me an arcane, which at the moment I have 0 out of 3. And Small Baron is the High Priest, covers matters of arcane and will assign a magistrate when divine rank reaches level 4. I'm not a big fan when they mix Roman numerals with what is the word? Arabic numerals, I believe. So Longhouse is nice because it gives me 3 stat points. Orphanage, monuments, shops. Shops are useful because it might upgrade what I get around here. Shrine to the divine. Oh, you can build Nephis' library. See, it says that it affects the alchemist laboratory. The small shrine is a similar holy site to +1 to divine when adjacent to a monument, and +1 when adjacent to a longhouse. +1 when adjacent to a shop. +1 when adjacent to a tavern. Oh god, this has just turned into a logic thing on how the best to build all these things. I've only got 10 build spots. There's one up on the hill. But I get a feeling that every free village is acquired in your will enable you to upgrade one of them to the town level, provided that 6 or more slots are occupied in that village. Okay. So I've currently got 1 village, which is empty, at 10 slots. The first upgrade must take place in the capital, which is Loaching now. Complete the relevant project on the Projects tab to start an upgrade. That's the other screen. Once upgraded, the number of slots in the settlement will increase to 20 and the list of buildings will expand. Okay. And the city probably has very similar. 3 more towns in your barony and at least 16 buildings occupied to enable to upgrade to a city, and it doesn't tell me anything about cities. But that'll be 20, so this will be 30, probably. Who knows? Right. These all take a number of build points. Between 50. Temple of Abadar, Temple of Asmodeus, Temple of Cain and Kale, and Temple of Gorum. A sacred grove cannot be built in a settlement housing a lumber yard. I don't have a sacred grove yet. That's not a thing. Bulletin board. The board where orders, edicts, petitions, announcements, and sarcastic pamphlets are posted. Hey, Hallie, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Yeah, it is Thursday, isn't it? I have been forgetting what day of the week it is all day today. It's really weird. I know that I've got a stream, but I, for the life of me, could not remember what day of the week it was. I'm not doing too bad. Bit tired, but it's nearly Friday. It'll be good about this time tomorrow on Friday, because that'll mean the weekend's rolling in. I've just discovered this screen, by the way. I get a feeling that I need to place things that in this little grid that will improve my town, which will make it great. But it's also sort of like the barracks gets a +1 when next to a longhouse. The brewery gets a +1 when located in a settlement with a windmill, and stability when there's a tavern. a bulletin board is just a bit of a bonus. A granary place to store grain and food affects a windmill. Do we have access to the windmill? Okay. A wind-driven mill for grain. And it's just that, like... I mean, I don't know whether it's supposed to be a major facet of it. It's one of the things I'm really curious now to actually look and delve into the Kingmaker adventure path and see how much of the rules are in Pathfinder. But at the same token, it's like, I probably shouldn't buy them because then it's just going to spoil the plot for me. Yeah, and it could actually be a real interesting thing. You know, we're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Ashes of Flame. I think it's called Ashes of Flame. Age of Ashes. There we go. And in that, we're getting a citadel, and we're going to be able to do it up. But at the same token, it's like, yeah, close. I mean, I would have remembered it eventually, maybe. But yeah, being able to do up the citadel is something that is baked into the adventure path. But at the same token, you know, how much could it be expanded out if you were to go away, get the Kingmaker adventure path, and see how many of the rules will actually work in 2nd edition? It's one of the reasons why I do prefer Pathfinder over Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, don't get me wrong. I like it for what it is. It's very easy. It's very easy to introduce new players to role-playing. It's the one that everybody's heard about. So, you know, the number of times where it's like, oh, I'm playing one of my games tonight, and it's, oh, you're still playing D&D, and it's like, I don't have the energy to explain to them a lot of the time that, you know, it's like, no, I'm actually playing Pathfinder tonight, which is kind of like D&D, but more complicated, but that means that it's better. And yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if rules and stuff like this was in the adventure path. But that's the thing, in where I was going was in Pathfinder, Paizo are not afraid to introduce new mechanics. And from what I've seen, they've tried to introduce at least a bit of the new mechanic each and every adventure path. Sometimes they're just little things like a couple of specialized classes, a couple of lore in the region. But in Kingmaker, you know, if the video game is anywhere near an accurate representation of the tabletop game, and I don't have any cause to believe it isn't, because one of the things is this is not excessively complicated. It's by no means complicated to the point where, you know, starships in Starfinder could be just as complicated. So it's not outside of the realms of possibility that this is definitely in there, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, you can go through the adventure paths, you can go through the rule books that they've got, and it's like, okay, this is the kind of game that I want, and it's all baked into the system, and it's play tested and it's balanced. You know, the number of times I hear about people wanting to tweak systems and them getting completely the wrong end of the stick. You know, I don't mind people tweaking systems if it isn't there, but at the same token, there is so much effort that you need to do into that, and some people just seem to throw it together and not really care about balance, which is kind of like, well, you know, you need to sit down and do the math, and it's like, I hate math, and it's like, yeah, but that's what 90% of role-playing behind the scenes is. It's all about balancing the math. Right, I keep looking over here. I'm good for I'm good at loyalty, economy, military. So I'm going to build a barrack. I'm going to build this bulletin board. A bulletin board seems like a great idea. And I'm going to put that right at the edge of town. I want the herbalist house, and I'm going to put that out of the way because what's his face? Borkin doesn't like people too much. Longhouse seems like a good idea, but I have a feeling I'm going to want to be careful where I put that. Add 5 regions to your lands. Okay. Not sure why that's telling me that. Should I get an orphanage? Yeah, I'll get an orphanage because I'm a good guy and apparently it's restricted. Let's put in a pier because that's cheap-ish. How am I looking? It doesn't tell me it. I got 1 military, community loyalty, economy. I could do with some more economy. I don't want the lumberyard because that means that I can't get the sacred grove, and I kind of like the idea of a sacred grove. A tavern, a shop. See, the tavern is better if there's +1 espionage when next to the barracks, which would help my military. But also, the tavern benefits from the windmill and the brewery. And the brewery is benefited by the windmill, which also benefits the granary. And the granary is cheap. Let's have a tavern. Oh, this build point, well, you can't see the build point, but it's going down. It's steadily going down. I'm just like, yeah, build everything, why not? Right, and next to the tavern wants to go the barracks. And next to the tavern also wants to go the longhouse. I'm spending far too much on this. Barracks, longhouse, and I would like a brewery. Because why not? And that's the last thing that I'm going to build because I've got to below 94 build points. So yeah, that was the whole building thing, which I totally didn't know about, and hopefully should be able to now. Yep, nothing. Regions. I've claimed the outskirts. I think the mission thing said to build to get more regions. I was supposed to be looking for that kid. That was definitely something that I was supposed to be doing. Oh god, this is annexation. Add 5 regions to your lands. There are plenty of lands around the capital that seem, if one of your heroes to claim them, is it a sieger or not? I mean, loyal servants. I don't know how. I've already annexed one place. Beneath the Stolen Lands is a DLC that I'm just going to ignore for the moment. Amory wants to find a monster. Tiefling wants to go to there. Unwanted Legacy. Harem wants to go, which is also locate the ancient outpost, which might have something to do with the trolls. There is a lost child about. We don't really know where he is. He's somewhere in the Nalm Arches. But if you look at the big map, it's like everything that's to my west. So that kid might be a little bit lost for a while. And then I need to go and get my adjust reward from the nymph in her verdant chambers. When I first started chapter 2, I think this is chapter 2, basically I did that and it says come alone, and it was like, alright. So I went alone and it's basically an ambush where I got murdered. So I had to reload. Because I don't like being murdered. Quite like being alive, as a matter of fact. Right. Amory's looking a little injured. I'm a little injured, but nobody's too bad. I think for the moment, everybody... let's just check this barony again. Being murdered equals sucks. Yeah, I mean, there's things that you don't want to be. And there's things that you do want to be. And I've yet to say I'll meet anybody who really wants to be murdered. So So yeah, there's Norm Archers, the Dire Norm Archers, and the South Norm Archers. And the kid is in there somewhere. Yes, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 dentists would agree that being murdered is not fun. So I don't know how and when I'm going to get in there. I don't know how I'm supposed to build villages. I got 2 days before Valerie is finished with that. The mysterious cult. And 6 days until he's finished at that temple. And he's got a lot of stuff to do. Because apparently he's the only person who does anything around here. And I sent him straight off. And it's like, go rebuild the temple. It sounds like a good idea. And he was all like, okay. And then I looked at everything else and it was like, wait a minute. He's supposed to be doing everything. Poor Jod. Oh, see, now it's actually giving me this, which looks kind of pretty. Oh, that's my throne room. Okay, that's the orientation we're looking at here. It's a little bit weird. Tavern, main square, throne room. Oh, I didn't want to go back to my throne room. Get me out of here. I wanted to be outside my throne room. Because if I'm just trying to orientate this in my head. Because I'm pretty sure that's sort of like, okay, from that angle, on the main square, and the rest of it, suggests that the pier, according to the map, is behind me. But if I go up this way, that is not a pier. That is a cliff edge. But yeah, this is rotated around because throne room, tavern-ish somewhere. I'm sure I have the center and then out. Just yeah. This is what I prefer to call the TARDIS effect, which you see a lot in video games. It's not as bad as it once was, because I think some designers have finally started noting it and saying, yeah, okay, we need to try to limit it. The TARDIS effect, mainly comes from Doctor Who, if you're not aware, and inside the TARDIS it's actually bigger than the outside of a TARDIS. And in certain role-playing games especially, you'll sort of like go into a house and you'll look around the house and then you'll stand and go back outside the house and it's like, this is bigger than it would appear when I'm inside the house. Why is that saying that I need to do something somewhere? I don't know. I'm just going to wander away from this place. Ruined watchtower. The bandit camp, I don't know. I think I've finished exploring my lands. I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just going to go wandering around for a couple of days. No, I've been in there and it was a terrible idea. There was another critic who just wanted to criticize everything that I was attempting to do. Oh, there's someone on the road. Get ready. Start a war. But who am I starting a war with, British Bumbershoot? Like a Harry Potter tent. Yeah, a Harry Potter tent is probably a similar thing. Oh, that's troll. We're fighting trolls again. Run, Valerie. At least there seems to be only 2 trolls. But yeah, when it comes to the TARDIS effect or the Harry Potter tents, it does not make it confusing if you're trying to pay attention to where you are, what everything is, and how it all fits together. Let's cast a little bit bark skin on myself. Why not? That's a thing I can do. Did that work? Don't know. Might be balked. Tristan move there. Which one of you is injured? That one. But yeah, British Bumbershoot. I will start a war as soon as I know who I'm going to war with and why. And yes, I'll go to war with anybody and tell it why, because I want your territory. I am British after all. But at the same token, it's like until I can figure out who to go to war with, it's a little difficult to be conquesting. Can you... Oh, why can nobody charge and hit these people? I mean, he's perfectly in charging range.
I'm not doing it wrong. The spell is flawed.
I love the way she says that it's the spell when it's just an ability, and it's not her who's wrong, it's the spell. We've got a guy called Dalton. He doesn't have an image, so he can't be that important. Lindsay, go forward a little. You've only got short legs, but you are in range of that guy. Well, I think the Merchant Guard's about to get it. Valerie, go attack that guy and see if you can't get his attention. Turns out the tents in Harry Potter also a lot longer on the inside. Took up half a bloody movie. See, I have actually watched all Harry Potters. I might not have been paying that much attention to all of the Harry Potters. I do recall something about them being intense, but not excessively so. But like I say, I wasn't particularly paying that much attention. Right, now you can charge. Why can you not charge? I am so confused as to why you can't charge. I do wish this game was slightly more informative, because I just want you to run up to that guy and murder him. And why did the bark skin not go off?
This should do
move
it.
up. Right, we're focusing on this troll for now. Acid splash. First natural one of the game.
Tear them apart.
I'm tempted to keep a tally of all these dice. Just to see if it is... The thing is, to be fair, I need to keep a tally of all the natural ones and all the natural 20s, because there's, 18 other numbers in between, but I can't really keep track of all of them, not without assistance at least. Right, now that you're finally there, stab him. Ooh, that was a nice amount of damage. And that guy, because he's not regenerating for the moment.
This is for you.
Oh no, he is regenerating, and he's still regenerating. Luckily, they're both trying to attack Valerie and not doing a very good job at it. Nightbot's just reminding you all about my YouTube.
You deserved it.
My YouTube is where I upload my Twitch streams for prosperity's sake, because Twitch will delete them after about a week or two. And also, if you go over to my YouTube channel, I also am playing through Command & Conquer Remastered.
I'll try to make this swift.
Currently the Nod campaign. eventually I'll do the GDI campaign. You need a 6 to hit, and that's 3 times in a row. Come on, get your together. I mean, at least they're not getting natural 20s. Come on. Will you be careful where you're throwing them things? Valerie, why did you do that?
Stay behind me.
There's a big, dirty, great big troll in the middle. Okay.
Let's try this way.
Did that actually kill him?
This
Not entirely
should
sure
do.
if I believe it. Oh, hello. That's not fair. That guy needs to die
it's come
like
to this.
straight away. Okay, you need a 6 or above, Octavia. 6 or
You
above.
can't stop me.
Hey! Okay. That's just useful because it's going to stop the troll regeneration. And now we can all focus on this one. Lindsay. This one's slightly tougher, I think. No, it's just branded, which means it gets this energy resistance against fire. But seeing as though I prefer to use acid against things. Oh, that's a critical hit. Although that was only a 19. It's more sneak attack.
Calm down.
Yep.
Not dead yet.
He's punching me in the face, and that is me dead yet again because I'm a half orc who doesn't go down when he should.
Consider
Woo, go me.
Tear them apart.
It's one of them things where it's a little bit annoying because it's like it could be really useful, that ability at giving me a moment to be able to take a healing potion to run off to the healer and be sort of like, okay, next round you heal him. Every single time,
Let us strike as one.
just recently, it has been straight up. I just get punched in the face a few times, and
Repent.
you know, straight up dead because nobody has a 24 constitution
You
at this
forced
level.
my hand.
Alright, could do with some acid on this guy. Hey, there we go. And you only needed to roll a 2 to hit that guy. And you made it. Congratulations. You just gonna stand at the back and do nothing? Alright.
wishes.
1 point of damage. Not the worst in the world. Not regenerating this round. He's getting worse at hitting Valerie. Not entirely sure why that is.
Have to.
Ooh, nice amount of damage on this acid.
Doing it.
Karen has suffered a crippling wound. The condition will be lifted by resting in a safe place. Yeah. Had that plenty of times. Gem, potion, gem, coin, gem, ring, and the merchant guard had nothing of worth, so I'm just going to leave it. Tristane. Let's have a big spell. Well, actually, no, let's make it a medium one, because I don't feel like I deserve it. Love healing. Especially seeing as though you do so well at this healing stuff. Okay, let's talk to Dalton. An elderly half-elf stands before you. His sun-bleached hair reveal him as a seasoned traveller, and the confidence in which he holds his bow reveals him as a seasoned warrior. His cart is full of various items. It seems a trader as well. Damn trolls almost died from the stink alone. They almost had me. Since when are trolls not afraid of fire? Good thing I had a few flasks of alchemy amongst my guts. Thank you for your timely rescue, friends. A few moments more, and I would have... Whoever rules this land needs to give a little care to its safety. Formerly trade roads are given over to trolls, and not a guard to be seen. but where are my manners? I'm Dalton, from Mivron, a merchant by trade. Who are you? And now's the moment I get to reveal, dun dun dun, you're talking to the owner of the lands, or the ruler of these lands. I am the Baron of these lands. Your words are fair, and I'll do what I can to make the road safer. Oh, I beg your forgiveness, Grace, but these trolls, they're a threat to everyone. Yes, I'm well aware. They've attacked several villages, destroyed several bridges, and are scaring away trade caravans. Worse than bandits by far. If your Grace is willing to resolve the matter, I know a mage living nearby. I visit him from time to time to sell him reagents for his spells. He's an expert on trolls. Might know why they've suddenly become bolder and fireproof. Excellent news. Now we'll take everything you're carrying as payment. No, I'm lawful good. I'm not allowed to. You're from Mivron, you say. What's the view on his barony? Long ago, Mivron was founded by the Sword Lords, who refused to bow before the new ruler and fled brevity. While not brevens anymore, our people and the people who... While not brevens anymore, our people and the people here have a lot in common. As I've heard, the barony here was founded by the people from Restov. We look upon them as distant cousins, I suppose. Welcome cousins, that is, not family you'd rather forget. I see you're an experienced trader. Would you consider operating exclusively in my barony? Don't get me wrong, Your Grace, but I have family in Brevov, so my roads always must take me there, no matter how dangerous the journey. The roads are unsafe. I would suggest you go no further than the capital and wait until the roads can be garrisoned properly. There's still plenty of trade to be had in the region elsewhere. It's lawful good, so go for it! I succeeded. If things are that bad, well then perhaps I shall conduct my business here for a time. Very well. Are other dangers on the road? Trolls aren't enough, huh? Actually, I've heard a disturbing rumor. It said that a hoddag has made its lair in a cave south of here. Whether it's true or not, traders are taking no chances, taking forest routes instead. Let me mark it on your map. Hogdag's lair has been revealed. I've never fought a hogdag yet. I can't do a female, deep, gruff voice, so deal with it. Tell me more about this mage. Bartholomew is his name. He's not bad for a human. Always so polite, so respectful, but there's something odd about him. He lives alone in the middle of the woods. His house is surrounded by traps, with a single safe road leading to it. No bandits nor trolls scare him. And the way he looks at you, it's like he's examining you, like he's considering to crack you open to see what's inside. The chills. Good fortune to you, and safe travels. Hold a moment, I didn't have a chance to reward you for your help. Fortunes are best shared after all. Safe travels. 3 potions of cure light wounds and 100 gold coins. I'll take it. Though I'm not entirely sure why. The fallen trees barring the...
As it should be.
Wagon's way. I mean, is there anything I can do about that? Apparently not. Apparently setting Amory to it with an axe is not apparently a good idea.
In due time.
Time to leave. Lone house. Is that... I believe that'll be the wizard's place? Because there's a hogdag... Yeah. Prove your worth. Oh, that's the hog. Dag. Friendly chap. Yeah, the first friendly chap I've actually met in a while. Let's go to this lone house, because it's here. Do you want to enter this location? Yes. Apparently the way is trapped, so I'm going to be very, very... I'm letting Valerie go first. If anything blows up, she probably won't die.
All according to plan.
It looks like the bandits died after triggering a trap. So let's not go that way. Who's my best perception person, actually? Probably best to send those two up front.
What's that?
See? Told you. They'd actually find the traps. Watch this, Valerie stood right next to a trap or something.
I did as you asked.
Somebody! Save
You see that?
Somebody save me. Wayne. See, I don't like the name Wayne.
Done and done.
What do you want? A barefoot man in tattered clothes stands by you. His eyes dart about wildly and his matted hair sticks up in dirty spikes. Help! Help! The young man yells, even though you're right in front of him. What is wrong? What happened? Help! The man screams subside as he finally notices your presence. I'm Wayne. He manages at last, his eyes wide, so wide they look more like they might fall out of his sockets. We can't just pass by. The man's clearly in trouble. We have to help him. I'm trying to help him. He's mad in the head. Let him rot. So Wayne, what happened? Traders. We were traders, Leskin and me. We usually come here to visit the local mage, bring him food, and he gives us magic trinkets in exchange. We came last month, left him some supplies. We were riding back today, and we wanted to stop and pick up an order he promised to complete. Well, Leskin stayed to guard the cart while I went to the mage's house. This mage has a bunch of traps around his house. Scares off trolls, you see. He even put a warning sign on the road, so people wouldn't get hurt. You just have to stick to the road. Trolls are stupid, can't read. So they get caught. But I didn't stick to the road. I thought I saw something glittering in the underbush. As soon as I approached, boom! Suddenly I was flying upside down. And when I landed, I was too scared to move. So many traps around, wouldn't survive a second. Boom! Cows like this make me sick. He'd shit himself at the sight of a rabbit. The sight of a rabbit. So how long have you been standing here? 4 hours? Maybe more? Poor thing. Wait, you've been standing here screaming for 4 hours because there might be traps around you. Where are your boots? Wayne looks as if he's perplexed. He moves his toes as trying to feel them out of the inside of an invisible boot. Boom. He answers at last. So, do you want to get back to the road? Wayne begins frantically nodding and then stops, thinks over the matter, and begins frantically shaking his head instead. We have to get him out of here. Let me talk to him. I'm sure I can calm him down. Enough sniveling. One hit from me will fix him. I mean, I could use Octavia, but I'm just tempted to see what Amory does, but gonna go with mine. The way back is to the road is free of traps, Wayne. We just came from there after we heard you screaming. Come on, we'll make sure you get back safely. I'll just try to stay near, please. Hold my hand, or could you carry me, please? Could you? I did not say that that was the way back to the road. Why are you running in that direction? Right, so...
I see something.
Oh, hello. Bastard sub
I
plus one.
tire.
Let's stick to the road, apparently.
What for Gollum?
And encounter bandits. Ah, why are you up front?
Stop me.
Valerie,
Do
go
not
punch him in the
falter.
head.
Ah!
Or miss. Emery, do a better job. Or don't. Tristan, how about you? Hey! Another bandit. These bandits are good,
This will hurt.
but we're better. Lindsay, move away 5 feet. And then shoot him with a
This is where
crossbow.
I step in. Consider me provoked.
Wow.
Onwards!
Everybody's just whiffing it right now. Up, second natural one. 2. It's wall-to-wall traders and bandits out here. Yeah.
Won't kill me!
To say that these lands have been largely unpopulated?
Serves you right.
What's the word that I'm looking for? Uninhabited. It does seem that I can't go 5 yards without meeting somebody else who's either a trader, a bandit, or a critic. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm a fan of any of them. Apart from maybe the traders. Alright. We need a little bit of healing on Amory, so let's go for it. Tristan. Whee! You missed. Stabby. That'll do. I did actually see, part of Halfsinger's stream the other day where she was discussing about,
Follow my lead.
she was playing Baldur's Gate 3. And basically she's one of these players who goes around and picks up absolutely everything. And it's like, I've not got anything against people who do that. There's a tiny little gnome there summoning people. Or summoning things at least. Whee! Missed. Can you also charge the little gnome person? No, you can't. Can you walk up and stab the little gnome person? No, you can't. Go for the bandit instead. And, like I say, I'm not against people who do that, but at the same token, it just feels weird to me going around and picking up every last little trinket and piece of armor and the rest. I mean,
Calculated risk.
it's more important in games like Pathfinder. Baldur's Gate it used to be. I don't know if they've done something funky with Baldur's Gate 3 yet. Because I've not played it and I'm trying to not pay too much attention to it. Because there's a couple of schools of thought. One is Baldur's Gate versus Diablo. I pick out those two because they were released pretty much at the same time and they were pretty iconic
You deserved it.
role-playing games. And they both had two different completely different tactics on looting. And in Baldur's Gate, if you saw somebody who looked to be wearing plate armor and killed them, there's a reasonably good chance that you were going to get plate armor off them. And likewise for, if somebody was wearing leather, cloth, if they were a monster, they might not be wearing anything. And the same applies in, Pathfinder. And the thing is, though, you could go around and loot all of these bodies, but the same token, the prices in the shops went down if it was oversaturated. There was a wolf in the area that I did note. Tristan, let's have another healing potion. What have we got? Remove fear. Yeah, we don't have anything to fear out here, he says. And you could go around and loot everything and just weigh yourself down a hell of a lot of the time. Scroll array of sickening. And this is the thing, £4, £15, £30. That's 40, nearly £50 of weight. Turquoise brooch. Nice. Was that actually a thing? It's just... Oh, it's meant to be a present for somebody. Curious. I wonder if I'm supposed to, where it's going down the route of... I've lost it. Dragon Age, where you get presents for people. Amulet of Agile Fist. If the wearer of this amulet, if the wearer has a weapon finish feat, this amulet allows her to apply her dexterity modifier to damage rolls with all unarmed and natural weapons. Okay, that's another monk thing. I take it. Merchant's letter. My sweet Leskin, I just received a letter from you and rushed immediately to answer. I want you to get word to me as soon as you arrive in New Stetson. With all these endless travels you're on, I've become an expert on roads and settlements myself. Little Ketri asks about his father's whereabouts every night instead of a bedtime story. Then I get a map and show him. Here's Owlcat, and these are the stolen lands. There's Bravoy, and this is a road our father is riding on right now. Then we wish you good night and go to sleep. Everything is all right here. The workers you've hired finally finished painting the walls and fixing the roof. We're now sitting and at the very top of our house is a marvelous forged weathercock you brought from Numeria. It's perched up there and watching around. What's there behind the horizon? Maybe the master on his way home. Ron, the bald head, returned recently. You'd somehow missed each other in Mivron. He told a bunch of tall stories about his adventures, as he usually does. Told us there's a hogdad living in the woods in the southern stolen lands. I almost fainted on the spot. That's a forest you passed by every time. Maybe Ron's just lies. God knows he usually does. But I beg you to take care and choose the other road to skip coming near that damned forest. I'm writing this now and I can't keep my tears from running. I'm just not myself without you. The only joy I have is watching little Ketri. His face and yours are like two peas are as like as two peas. He even frowns just like you. You always bring me some presents, dresses or shoes. Now this turquoise brooch you promised last time, but I need none of it. The only thing I need is you by my side, safe and sound. Take care of yourself. Be back soon, your beloved Owlcat and Ketri. Okay, that's what the amulet is for. Well, don't think he's going home anytime soon. There's some herbs over here.
That is not far.
Let us grab the sweet herbs. See, it said stick to the road. Proceed with caution, traps ahead. Alright, we'll do. Everybody keep in formation. Oh, there we go.
As it should be.
I did as you asked.
Gems and stuff.
I did as you asked.
Bartholomew Delgado. And a couple of ducks. Why do I not trust the ducks? A middle-aged man stands before you. His clothes are not too gaudy, but tasteful. Despite living in the wilderness, he looks well-groomed, even dapper. His mustache is slick, and the nails on agile soft hands are meticulously polished. What a pleasant surprise! Welcome, Your Grace. Would you like a cup of tea? Something stronger, perhaps? It is a great honor for a humble hermit entertaining such an important personage. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Bartholomew Delgado, at your service. How may I be of assistance? Do you know anything about the local trolls who are resistant to fire? I've never heard of anything like this. If it's true, I'll have to revise my defenses. Bartholomew suddenly goes silent, frowns, and closes his eyes. Your Grace, I'm afraid we must intermit out of that conversation for now. A moment ago, a troll got caught by one of my fire traps, and it was unharmed. I suggest this is a chance to explore its corpse. Would better equip me with the to answer your questions. My liege, I humbly request your protection. Follow me, please. Lead the way. Because, you know, a single troll is nothing excessive to worry about. Go attract its attention. Why?
I'll survive.
Okay, you attracted its attention. Congratulations. Right, well, it's had its turn, so hopefully it doesn't start murdering me next. Oh, look, I missed. Not on a natural one, though. Oh, good, that's acid damage. And Valerie, move up and attract its attention. Tristan, do a little damage. No, it's decided to attack me. Thank God it rolled poorly.
Any last wishes?
Lindsay. It's curious if this guy's got a portrait. Now, the sensible part of me is going to move away and switch to my ranged weapon and shoot it. And hopefully it will attack Valerie instead of me next time. And oh, come on, Octavia. You need a 3 for cripe's sake. And you only needed a 6. Come on. No. I only needed a 17 and hit it. Of course it did. What kind of marketing agency is going around branding trolls? Ones that brand them for fire resistance, apparently. Oh my word. Come on. People, third natural one.
Consider me provoked.
Hey, somebody finally got above a 3. I think that might be one of my first crits. I'm not sure because it gets confusing between crits and sneak attacks.
You forced my hand.
That was not a crit, I don't believe. No, not a confirmed. See, it seems to flip-flop between needing a 19 to hit Valerie and a 17 to hit Valerie, and I don't know why.
A calculated risk.
Anybody want to hit in this round? Ooh, there we go. Another natural 20, and that was a critical hit. Didn't do a great amount of damage, but oh well.
Let us strike as one.
Ooh, he's at least 9th level wizard? I think it's 9 for 5 magic missiles. See, it's 17 again. Nope, 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 nope. How do I stop this? Stop, 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 stop. Run away! Well, that's annoying that you can't stop it mid-stride. Good luck, Lindsay. Don't die. Gonna move you forward a little. Because again, Octavia is only doing sneak attack damage occasionally, and I don't know why. Right, Lindsay, what you need to do is very carefully walk away. And then murder that guy. Oh, you're still within range. Right. Crossbow, missed. Octavia, fire at it.
Do not falter.
What are you doing? Oh, an acid arrow. Not bad, not bad. Tristan, go for the killing blow. No? Okay. Wow, Lindsay got lucky. Is that a 2, 2, and a 3? A 2, a 3, and a 3. Okay. Let's step 5 more feet back. And
You
now
deserved
murder it.
it.
Murder it? Yep. Murder it.
Fight if I have to.
Yep, we're getting there. We're slowly whittling it down. 4th natural one. At least they're still vulnerable to steel and acid. Now let's look at why this creature has lost its respect for fire. Bartholomew recites an incantation and waves his hands over the troll's chest, then points at a specific spot. There, branded on its flesh, the symbol of a blacksmith's hammer encircled by thorns, studded vines. Whatever it is, that's the reason its flesh didn't burn. The wizard slowly makes an incision around the brand and peels off the flesh, excising the brand completely. I must study this. Here's the key to my laboratory. Wait for me there. I'll join you soon enough. Okay. Whispers an incantation and vanishes. I'm going to loot the body because it's got stuff.
Confide in me.
Everybody gather around Tristan. I'm just going to burn a couple of heals. It's not going to benefit everybody too much, but okay. And one last spell. What's that? Bane? No, kind of like that one. Protection from evil. That'll do. How many gets a little more healing? Weep. Okay. And where did we leave his house? Oh, that's the guys that I robbed earlier. His house is over this way somewhere.
What's that?
Hey,
All according to
everybody
plan.
stop. Hey, Murder Sauce, how's it going?
In due time.
Saw you playing a bit of the Pathfinder. The cozy home stands from the main road, an excellent place for a hermit. He gave me the key to his house. Or was it his tower?
You see that?
I don't know, that might be his house. I'm all disarming the traps. Because I get experience for it. Blah 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 blah, nothing of interest. Go! Yep, I'm exploring the caves under the giant sycamore at level 4, I think. Yeah, you'd be about level 4 of 3 or 4 by that point.
Tire.
This requires your attention.
Oh, hello. Secret door. It's not what I expected to find inside the wizard's chamber. See, I'm lawful good, so I can't really go robbing the place.
Follow my lead.
But who knows what a mage might keep in a cupboard. A secret one at that. Bora, a hoarse croak comes from behind bars. Bora, Bora, bar. A troll sitting in the cage is so thin you can see his ribs through the skin. Although you see no scars, his pelt is matted with dried blood, and his eyes are dull and unfocused. Various knives, swords, and bloody manacles scatter about, leave little doubt what this troll has suffered. Bor bar. The troll clenches his croaks through his clenched teeth. Kill me enough. It hurts. In comes the wizard. Watch out for brooms. I mean, I'm not excessively scared of the brooms. I'm slightly concerned about this wizard's morality. Bartholomew rushes into the laboratory, waving the sample of branded troll skin excitedly. It was simpler than I thought. This is just a simple spell of fire protection. Any competent wizard could cast it. The unusual element is the way the spell was applied. It wasn't cast by any human hand, though. Oh, no, the brand was stamped on with some artifact, which would make it possible to make trolls fire-resistant in massive numbers. This is grave news for us all. My fire traps are now useless, and making acid traps will take time and resources. More importantly, for trolls to organize in such a way, there must be some greater intelligence operating behind the scenes. And if that's the case, a list of potential targets for a force that formidable is a short one. I promised you a reward, so please accept these acid ones. I'm afraid you may need them soon. Why is there a troll in your cage? Oh yes, the greatest of my projects of my career. I am exploring the regenerative abilities of trolls in the hopes of passing them on to humans. Can you imagine the possibilities? Pain, senility, mutilation, even death itself. Defeated. Oh, you weren't concerned I acquired the troll illicitly, were you? Don't worry, I purchased it legally. Not some poacher out roaming the Baron's woods. I usually have some trouble accepting... Oh, no, this is Valor. I usually have some trouble accepting laws that would protect lowlives like him, but he's within his rights, unfortunately. See, I'm lawful good. See, that's 2 steps away. That's only 1 step away. GMO trolls. Lol. Oh. Wait, what's GMO again? I told you I'm not very good at abbreviations. See, I don't like it. The problem is I'm being lawful good. And he is within his rights. Why can't I make the law up and change the law again? Or is that not something barons do? I don't actually know what barons are supposed to do. Possibly should have looked into that one. As much as I don't like it, lawful neutral is only 1 step away from lawful good. Whereas chaotic good is 2 steps away, neutral is 2. Oh, neutral is 2. I don't care about the nature of your experiments as long as no harm comes to my subjects. I guess his goal is actually GMO humans, genetically modified. Where's the O coming from? I mean, I can kind of understand why they don't go with GM. That stands for far too much, but yeah. Sounds interesting. Proceed. I look forward to hearing your results now. That's almost as far away as possible. See, neutral is also within... No, that's only 1 step away. That's 2 steps away. So yeah, I gotta go with a lawful neutral. This is a disgusting practice, but it doesn't violate any laws. I can't forbid you from to continue your experiments. I'm pleased our minor ideological differences are respected. We might prove extremely useful to each other. Are you both insane? Keeping a living creature in a cage, torturing, this is inhumane. I didn't say anything. Now, child, I would never do anything like this with humans. This is a troll, a mindless man-eater. Your company kills them in the dozens. It's not the same. Would you allow cruelty like this in your lands? Order him to set the troll free. Right. Oh, I actually get a choice in this one. Because going by chaotic good is 2 steps away. And neutral is 2 steps away. There is no 1 step in this. Which would be neutral good or lawful neutral. Oh, in which case I'm just going to go for yes, of course, the real right. Bartholomew, do as she says. Because that sounds too much like I'm favouring her. And I didn't really want the troll to be kept like this anyway. It's just, didn't you at least kill 1 troll on your way here? The thing is, though, she has a bit of a point. Those trolls were attacking us, so it was in self-defense. This one is being tortured, which I'm really not a fan of. But yes, I have killed them, but at the same token, it's like, no, there's a difference between killing somebody and torturing somebody, and I'm not a fan of torturing them. Yes, of course, you're right, Bartholomew, do as she says. Bartholomew throws a long, sullen glance your way. At once, your grace, he finally manages through clenched teeth. Octavia gives Bartholomew a grateful smile. Understand? You hear a whisper is just barely audible. The wizard turns away without saying a word. Free him then. I expect him to be freed. Sorry, didn't I have stained needles and manacles share the shelves with flask vials and other such wonderful things and chemicals? Yeah, that's a little bit creepy. Right, so what did the question troll trouble? Find the troll layer. That's... Still need to find the layer, that's the main problem. There's also the kid that I really need to find. That kid is dead, by the way, people. Unless there is something special about him that means that he didn't die for some reason. It's been like a week since I got told, oh, go save my child. And it's like,
That is not far.
you come from a different barony and you're asking me to save your child.
What's that?
Yep. Disarm the trap. But I suppose I should get around to finding his body or
I
something
did
at
as
least.
you asked.
I have a feeling that I didn't make a friend out of that wizard though. Not excessively concerned. I have my own wizards. But having more people in my barony would have been useful. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at the... Oh no, I need to be in my territory to activate that. I need to go rest again at some point, but where is this troll lair? That is the question. Kid lasted a couple of months in Jurassic Park 3. I mean, I've not seen Jurassic Park 3, and that was a movie, Jay, I'm afraid to say.
May we have a moment of respite?
Yeah, we'll rest. The Curse of Candlemere. What? The Stolen Lands is full of weird places. Take the island in the middle of the Candlemere Lake, for instance. It just seemed like some regular remote place from afar and calm and quiet. But local fishers keep their boats as far away from this island as possible. There are tales of ghostly lights dancing in the island shores at night. Some say that a terrible thing happened. Something terrible happened at the tower long ago, something so dark and abominable that the place is still cursed. True or not, we have to explore the place anyway. It would be outrageous to have a barony with an uncharted spot in the middle of its map. Alright, we believe in this is a game. I have a feeling that we should just leave, because... You know, terrible things are here, apparently.
I need to catch my breath.
And people need to be rested. We came to this island at dusk, decided to spend a night on the shore and go inland at dawn. We've seen some lights floating over the underbrush. For some reason, they don't approach, keep their distance from us. Tomorrow we'll head for the ruins. The cleric and the paladin we hired to guide them. Who hired me to guide them and keep aloof. They exchange whispers about something hidden in ruins and fall silent as soon as I come close. We've come here to search for treasure for a man called Gunderson. But these two seem to have a plan of their own. It would bother me less if Rimsel wasn't a cleric of Nethys. People say that the mood and methods of his followers change as often as those of their two-faced god. For now, at least, the cleric behaves nicely, except the constant frantic speeches about the ruins. Anyways, Bert? No, we'll call him Bert. Is a paladin of the Aurori. So I guess I can rely on his sense of justice. We've heard about strange things that take place on the Candlemere Lake. A few days ago, local folks saw a bright flash of light over the tower at the island, and no one could explain what it was. Another strange thing I witnessed myself. When we were coming to the island on our boat, I noticed an old geezer on the shore, and the island is thought to be deserted. I guess the geezer saw us too, because he disappeared. I would track the old hermit down, but I don't dare leave the campsite unattended. Can't help thinking that this island really is cursed, as locals say. If the curse is just a fable, and if Rimsel doesn't try any tricks, we'll come back here and I'll take this note away. If you find this note, traveler, hop on your boat and go back where you came from. Estral bless me. Murray Forkery. So yeah, British Bumbershoot, you say that this is a game. No, this is more than a mere game. This is a role-playing game where people actually die. Apart from the heroes, because we're not supposed to. I have a bad feeling that being here is a terrible, terrible idea. But I can't help but wonder what the hell is here. I don't like the look of those plants. See, those plants there could be dangerous. Especially since there's so many around. There's a rabbit over there. Run away!
Protect me, please.
Oh, Tristan just got absolutely massacred. And he's our main healer, and he's dead. I can't even bring him back from the edge. Inspire Courage. This is probably going to end in a reload. I have nothing more that I can do other than shoot it.
This will hurt.
Ooh, I actually hit it. Apart from those, we're heroes and never die. I get the feeling I shouldn't be around here. Tempting fate. Yep, the thing is though, I'm a hero, so I actually have what we refer to in the profession as a reload button. And all I need to do is use that and pretend like none of this ever happened. Warwisp, do we know? Does it have energy electrical spell immunity? Spell immunity? Well, missed. Amory, it's up to you. Murder this thing. Oh, and rage while you're at it. Alright, you can't charge at this thing, but just murder it. Ooh, nice. Ow. Ow. Valerie, go murder it. Nope. Okay, do we have anything else that we can do? Ooh, Cat's Grace on Chiron. Yeah, that'll help deal some damage.
Let's try this way.
Fourth natural one. At a really lousy moment. Octavia, Hurricane Bow, if you please. Amory, just murder it. Nope, okay, that didn't murder it. Well, Amory's dead. He only needs a 2 to hit Amory.
Let us strike as one.
Wow. What was that against? Yeah, that was against Amory. Alright, Lindsay, let's have some Cat's Grace on Octavia. Not sure if that'll actually help, but right, Wallace, go! Nope. And stop target casting that. You've just powered up your bow, so murder! Or get my 5th natural one of the game. Amory, you can do this. Well, you almost did it.
This won't kill me.
2 to hit Amory. That's bad. Okay. Lindsay, just shoot it this time. Nope. Okay, you didn't do it. Anybody want to hit it? 4 on 18. Nope. And Octavia? Nope. Amory, you've got this. No, you don't got this. Oh well. Bye, Amory.
I'll survive. I always survive.
Valerie? No? Okay.
This is where I step
Prepare for whiff wars! Somebody's just got to be able to hit this thing. Why is it so difficult to hit? Dex bonus is plus 10, deflection, dodge. I mean, I'm tempted to move up to it. and just stab it with a good old
You can't
pocket dagger. Because I might have slightly better chance with that. Because I'm not shooting into melee. Wow, it's even a 2 for Valerie.
serves you right.
Yeah, man. I think this thing has got literally 1 hit point left, and I am going to be so annoyed. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, folks. We are getting out of here. This was a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Run away, run away, run away. Okay. We're not going to leave the map just
Something
yet.
bothering you?
We're going to burn a lot of channel positive energies until everybody's feeling hunky-dory again. This is why I have lots of them. Are you full? Yes, you are full. Okay, great stuff. We're leaving. See? The heroes didn't die after all. We ran away, but that's different.
I need to catch my breath.
I think we all need to catch our breath, but I do kind of want to go back to Loachingdale. A new village. Found a new village on the outskirts. Oh, what? I'm confused by all these options. Am I supposed to go there and found a new village? Let's go back to Loaching now. Please don't get ambushed on the road. Please don't get ambushed on the road. All your characters are fatigued. No, I don't want to. I want to rest in town, so I'm crossing my fingers. Literally crossing my fingers. I'm going back to Loachingdale. Please don't get ambushed on the road. We made it! Woo! Enter this location. To my throne room. Let's take a quick squint
Would be nice, don't you think?
of my barony. Just make sure everything's ticking over. All tickety-boo. This place improved yet? No, it's... Oh, okay. We got 13 days, 9 days, 9 days, 6 days, 6 days, 13 days, 6 days, and 4 days. I built a lot of buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, the pier isn't strictly a building. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. We don't have any others to look at. And there's no new events. You're done in a day. You're done in 5 days. Great stuff. I'll be staying in my barony this time.
We should gather our strength.
Because I'm wondering... Troubleshooter. I got a bit of an achievement there and I made some progress. I'm wondering if Valerie finished her work. She did. Mysterious cult prompting idleness and debauchery has emerged. Success! 3 community. Which takes me up to a grand total of 17. Enchanted Wind, that's also Jod. Projects. Nothing that anybody useful can do. Who's this? Oh, that's the storyteller? It's curious that he's already got a card down there. Oh, still Valerie. Still Tristan. Hammering I can't get rid of, and okay. So again, nothing more anybody can do apart from Jod. He's got 4 more days on that, and I think... oh yeah, it's about that time and I refresh my coffee and take a break. Alright folks, I say folks, if there's anybody still around, I am going to be taking a break. You are going to be enjoying the soothing sounds of Pathfinder ambience for the next 10 minutes while I go stretch my legs and refresh my coffee. Be right back.